Let's lock in for game 5. The Indiana Fever, one game away from the WNBA Finals. Exactly where a lot of us thought they would end up at the start of the season. Definitely not the way that we thought they would get here, but they're here either way. So let's see what it does. I believe they have a great chance at winning, me myself. I see that they're underdogs on ESPN and pretty much every other site. I don't see why, but that's been a narrative all playoffs long. I think every single game they've been the underdogs. And honestly, I'm tired of it. I'm honestly tired of it. I mean, it doesn't matter to me. We'll just keep proving them wrong, but it doesn't make a lot of sense. Even some Indiana Fever fans I've seen kind of wavering, not really having a lot of faith. Never mind what they said about the coach, but just not having a lot of faith, it seems like. Let's talk about why I feel like they should and why I feel like the Indiana Fever definitely will win this game tonight and make it to the WNBA Finals. Before last game, if you guys follow me on Threads, any of you, I posted that I wanted to see Aaliyah Boston go off for 20 because it's been a while since we've seen her do that, and I felt like Kelsey needed, some help for a game. But we've shown that we can win with her only scoring 6 points like we did in game 1. They've already demonstrated that. So we don't necessarily need her to go off for another huge game. We definitely do need her to keep Asia Wilson occupied on both ends, working constantly, but we don't necessarily need another huge point total from her. We need her on the block, causing some pain, but not necessarily shooting the ball a lot or scoring a lot. Megan Gustafson, she's not a good replacement for Asia. She's not a really viable option for Hammond. They were abusing her on switches in the last game. Kia Stokes, they haven't played her all series long, and they're going to start now. Who backs up Melissa Smith as a power forward? Nobody, right? They don't have any good options for these bigs. So it's very important that we make them work. Last game, Asia Wilson went off. She had 31 and 9, 3 steals, 4 blocks. Still had the worst plus minus on the Aces, -11. But, I mean, some of that's just the way the game played out. And some of it's fatigue from having to carry the team on both ends of the court for 37, 38 minutes per game. They don't have a good backup at all, right? We just need AB to keep leaning on her, take her legs away from her in the fourth quarter. Jackie Young, she's had her way all series long. 25, 5, and 4 in the last game. 18, 9, and 5 in the game before that. She's been over 60% in both of those games, pretty much for the entire series as well. Just like Alicia Gray in the last game. They're both over 6 foot, the last series, excuse me. They're both over 6 feet tall. We just don't have the backcourt size to contend with that with Caitlin Clark and Sophie Cunningham out. Ariel Powers does give us some size there, but just like Kirsten Bell, her minutes diminished in the last game to basically nothing. Neither one of those two probably will see a lot of court time in this game. We'll see, but I'm not expecting them to as these rotations start to tighten up as the playoffs progress. So, I mean, that leaves us with a guard rotation of Kelsey Mitchell, 5'8", Odyssey Sims, 5'8", and Shea Petty at 5'7". We just don't have the size to deal with, these 6 foot and 5'11" guards. But they won, regardless. The Fever won, even with Jackie Young getting off. So it doesn't really matter. As long as she doesn't go for 27, 32, or something like that. She just goes for another efficient 20-point game, we can still win. Same with Chelsea Gray. She's played pretty much to her ceiling as far as production goes. She's had some good games, high assists, high scoring for her, pretty much over her averages. Melissa Smith, same thing. She's been over her averages, well over her efficiency. Last game, all 4 of them played well, still won. The Fever did. Their 4 starters can all have relatively good games and still lose, just like we saw in the last game. So this isn't a situation where the Fever is coming in hoping that the Aces slip up and lets them have it. It just isn't. Look, if I'm in the locker room, I'm saying we won the cup, right? Almost as currently constructed. We're the team that had the highest or the higher point differential between the two. We have Aaliyah Boston, top 3 center in the league. We have the best shooting guard in the league in Kelsey Mitchell. We have the best Swiss Army knife, 3-and-D, do everything, high energy, high motor, glue person in Lexi Hull in the series and down there in the league. We have all of that. They don't. Lexi Hull, she was 2 for 12 in the last game. They still won. Aaliyah Boston only had 6 points in game 1. They still won. I feel like Vegas needs to play close to their best or their best in order for them to win. The Fever, I won't say they have a higher margin for error, but they definitely have more ways to get it done, or at least that I've seen this season. They have more paths to success than the Aces do. In my opinion, they need Jewel Lloyd and Dana Evans to play great off the bench in order for them to win, or at least to play positive off the bench in order for them to win. The Fever aren't necessarily dependent on any 1 or 2 players. And honestly, if I think if the Aces have just a little bit of drop off from some of these players that have been playing above their heads, it could get ugly. That's all I'm saying. Now, keys to the game, we do need Odyssey Sims to continue to ball out. Besides game 3, she's been putting up a consistent 17, 18 points a game, shooting well over 50%. Even if she comes down a little bit, around the 30s, like she did in the last game against Atlanta in that clincher, she still had like 17, shot 33%, but just mitigated some of the bad drives in the traffic, some of the live ball turnovers, reduced her number of 3 points that she was putting up, and she's been playing really smart. She's been playing really poised. If we can get that from her, another good 16, 17 point game, that's all we need. Some good defensive minutes from KK and Brianna Turner. Couple timely buckets from Shea. Shea's going to be out there. So they definitely need to win those minutes when Kirsten Bell's on the floor, masquerading as a starter. She's not even really a rotational player. Once Hammond pulls her out the game, she doesn't really put her back in. She wasn't playing at all at the beginning of the season. So you got to win those minutes, even though it'll only probably be a handful in this game. Delissa Smith, she still can't shoot free throws. 61% for the season, down about 44% over 7 games in the playoffs. Not just this playoffs, her entire playoff career. In game 3, she had 16 points. Shot 8 for 13 from the field. Only had 1 free throw attempt. Nah, you got to send it to the line. In a big game, you make a bad free throw shooter a liability, right? Foul them early. If they miss a few, they start getting passive, hiding from the ball, or you foul them late when the game's on the line. And you want to put it in her hands instead of Asia Wilson's, definitely. So you want to take advantage of that. Megan Gustafson, she's no better. She was 46% from the free throw line. So if you're Becky Hammond, late 3rd, late 4th, who do you turn to? If Melissa Smith goes to the line a few times and start missing? Stokes? Nah, nobody. Nobody to turn to. They're thin up front. So I'm not saying you should go full hack-a-shack. I'm just saying if the refs have a busy whistle, just make sure you're sending the right players to the free throw line. Situational awareness. And it takes a little bit of something from the team, from the teammates, when they see their teammate who they know can't shoot free throws, get sent to the line, and in their heads, they just like, damn, here we go, right? It's just bad energy. So if the refs want to break up the flow of the game, hey, break up the flow for everybody. Make sure we're sending the right people to the free throw line. Like I said before, make Asia Wilson work on every single possession. That's it. No rest for her. Don't let her just roam around on defense and play free safety. Make her work actively. Second and third possessions, right? Second and third actions, I mean. The Indiana Fever have been out-rebounding them by 12 a game. Because like I say, they have no depth in the front court. And that's something, size always shows up. The shooting, that can wane. The shooting can fall off. But the size always shows up, even though we don't have the size advantage in the backcourt, we do in the front court. No power force behind Alyssa. Barely a center to play behind Asia. They have no tall 3-and-D wing, even though I know Jackie Young and Chelsea Gray are close to 6 foot, but they have no 3-and-D wing like we do with Lexi. They need a Gabby Williams. They need a Sanaya Rivers. They don't have one. We do. I feel like with Young and Gray both being pretty ball dominant, and they both had 9 assists last game to go along with their points, they kind of make Jewel Lloyd irrelevant because she's not good at everything off the ball like somebody like Alexi Hall is. She's not that effective without the ball in her hands. So she's just kind of out there a lot of times. She has a resume of an Olympian as an all-star. There's a lot of games where the resume doesn't fit the role. That's just not what she's out there doing. She's up and down. There's some games she has 6. There's some games she has 10. And she'll go off for 20. We can't let that happen. We can give her the 6. I don't even want to give her the 10. But definitely not the 20. I just feel like Fever can win this one, man. Vegas, they scraped by Seattle. 3-point win in game 2. 1-point game in game 3. Right? But yet the Fever are the ones who everybody is saying is lucky to be here and clinging on for dear life. I just don't see it that way. They're right where they're supposed to be. In my opinion. It's not a Cinderella story at all. So let me know what you guys think in the comments. Do you think that the Indiana Fever will pull this off? You know, and of course we're proud of the team no matter what, right? But I'm just saying, I'm not going into this game tonight thinking there's any moral victories or any participation trophies or anything like that. I'm not having it. I feel like we have as good a chance to win as the Aces do. And if they win, then tip of the hat to them. No excuses made. We'll see you next season. But I don't want to hear a stunner. I don't want to hear a shocker. when the Indiana Fever wins this game 5. Catch you guys after the game. Make sure you hit that like button. Make sure you hit that subscribe button. I'll see you on the next one. Till then, peace.